and today we got to play
Marrakech.
So this is a definitely light game where we're placing down carpets. It's a little bit of area control. But before we get into it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell because board games are amazing. And that's what we do here at Legends of Nirvana. Now, I don't know what else we do.
Okay.
It's not board game. No. So, Randy, tell us a little bit more about this game.
So this game is surprisingly, we picked this up at Gen Con or Origins last year, but it's a 2007 release. It's been out for a while.
Yeah, I thought it would be a good one for Sissy because it is a light game and it seemed to be pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It has a Board Game Geek rating of 6.7 and a Board Game Geek rank of 1546. 2 to 4 players, average length of 30 minutes. It's maybe even a little faster than that. It's a pretty quick game. Age 6 and up, designed by Dominique Earhard, and art is by Jonathan Acomte. It's published by Gigamic, and its mechanisms are area majority, roll and move, and tile placement. The MSRP on this, I couldn't find a clear one, but I saw the most commonly occurring, so I'm assuming it's the MSRP of $39.95. Card House has it for $37.99, and they're the only place that seems to have it in stock that's not at or higher than MSRP. So if you're interested, check it out at Card House.
Okay, all right, so let's talk about the quality of components. So we have these little carpets, and each of the carpet colors have a different design as well as colors, so that's really cool. And it has a velour or velvet, so if you don't like that feeling...
Yeah, it's kind of like a felt, really.
Yeah, or a felt. You have been warned, though. So for people that do have sensory issues, I enjoy it, but I enjoy that velvet velour feeling. Other people may not, so just FYI. I'm sure you could take any fabric if you wanted to, though, and cut them up to the same size and get the same thing. They use that particular fabric for being able to make sure that the carpets don't slide during a lot of movement. So.
Unless you cough. We found out the hard way.
So these were really, really nice. I'm so glad to see purple. That's my player color of choice. As well as this board. We also have Mr. Loot Man, who I feel like I should be able to play the loot with.
I just think he got half of him got ran over by a steamroller.
No, he's just a loot. Okay, so and then you also have the money.
They have cardboard money. We replaced it with our poker chips.
Does have a pretty design on it, but it is a pretty thick cardboard, so it's not bad. It's just Randy definitely prefers the poker chip feel.
Well, yeah, and a really cheap bag. I mean, it's not good at all.
Yeah, that bag doesn't look the greatest. So that's essentially the components of the game. I do think it's unique to kind of have like these fabric squares in a game. I'm trying to recall if there's a game that we've seen kind of that in. But there's just standard cardboard money, and you have Mr. Loot. I will say Mr. Loot is very different than some of the other stuff we've seen. So I'm probably going to give this 6.5. What are you guys at?
Yeah, I think 6.5 is good. I mean, the felt, because of the fact that somebody might cough and turn them into magic carpets, I think that can be problematic because, I mean, it'd be very frustrating to get into the game pretty far and have it blow.
Well, but I mean, it's definitely more thematic.
Yeah,
as far as
it definitely
is.
Thematics, I'm saying, from a functionality standpoint, I'm a little concerned. Not to mention that once you got it on there, sometimes they stuck together and you were trying to position them.
But I mean, we only had one problem with them flying around. I mean, and honestly, I think it gives more with the theme.
But yeah, I think, I mean, it works somewhat okay. And, as far as the quality of them, there's nothing outstanding, but, you do have some pieces that you don't typically see in a game. So I'll give it a 6, I think. I'm not.
Okay. What about you, Heather?
I like the little carpets. I don't know. I'm giving it a 7.5.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
All right. So now let's actually talk about the theme. So the theme is that obviously you're at the city and you're laying down different carpets.
Yeah.
Does it have a little synopsis?
No, actually,
for us?
the rule book is extremely basic on this. We'll get to that here when we get to the rules. So there's no backstory whatsoever. There might be on the box.
There is, actually.
It's upside down, but yeah. It says, watch where you put your feet. The bazaar is bustling. The big day at the rug market. The best merchant will soon be named. That's it.
Yeah. But it's fun. All right, but I do think it has some really good artwork. Like I said, I think the carpets really add to the theme. You definitely got the feeling that, you're in Morocco, and that seems like a lot of fun. I liked the artwork even on this. I don't know, it's kind of cool. It's kind of a crown texture with the art, but it's still really cute and really pretty. I'm probably going to give this a 7.5 for theme. Because there isn't a lot of backstory, but with the carpets and everything, it's really nice. What are you guys thinking?
I'm probably give it a 6.5. I don't think there's anything outstanding. There's definitely no backstory. It's a little puzzler game, but the pieces are cute and the art is okay. I don't think there's anything exciting about it. I do like the different patterns on the rugs. That was a nice touch, and that's why I'm giving it a little above a 5. And you don't typically see a painted miniature figure, although there's not much to the paint. It's almost like one of the little kids.
Don't make fun of
Fisher
Mr.
Price
Lute.
toys.
Don't make fun of Mr. Lute.
I'm not making fun of him. I'm just saying he wasn't well painted.
I think Mr. Lute's amazing. What about you, Heather? What are you on score?
I like this game, and I think it deserves better. What'd you say?
I give it a 6.
I gave it a 7.5.
Okay, I'm gonna go with that. I like that. I just when you think of Moroccan stuff or the Moors, you think of Azul and how beautiful it is. This isn't that, but I mean, I think Abu would have been happy with one of these.
All right. So now let's talk about the rule book. Now you mentioned that the rule book was pretty basic, but to be fair, it's not that complicated.
It's a 3-page centerfold.
Oh, you hate that.
Well, here's the thing: is there's 3 languages in this.
Oh.
So all the text is for your entire gameplay is on one page in tiny print.
Well, you don't need a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
We're not 19 anymore, and neither
the
are
gameplay
our
is
eyeballs.
extremely basic in this game. It's an extremely simple game. But to have it all crammed in for 3 languages into a 3-fold book, I think that's a little bit pushing it on the cheap side.
But they got the examples. But there's not that much to it.
I'm saying it's a very basic game. There's not a whole lot to it, and the pictures almost teach you the game just looking at the pictures.
Well, then
I like that about
it. It seems like don't hurt my eyes. I mean, get a lighter.
Now listen, you said it's for ages. Oh, this says 8+.
Yeah.
Well, some kids don't start reading until they're 10, and they could easily open this and figure out.
Well, you are going to get it just from the pictures. You have to at least read enough here. First of all, to get to know how many coins you start with, and to have all the basics of that.
Yeah, but that's minor.
You're
stuff.
so picky. Gosh.
I'm going to give it a 7. I think it does a decent job. It's very quick to learn, which is good.
It just hurt your eyes.
Really tiny font, and there was no reason that they needed to cram 3 languages into one book. Make 3 of these books. I mean, yes.
But that increases costs. So.
Yeah, I know, but it's a piece of paper. Really, it doesn't take that much cost.
It's glossy paper. So let's talk about gameplay. So the gameplay, obviously, we magicked it emptied. All right, so basically...
Somebody coughed.
Ah! Yeah. So Mr. Lute is facing in this direction. Now, when I go to roll the die, before I do that, I have to choose which way Mr. Lute's going. Now, I can have him go where he was already headed, so straight, or I can do a 90-degree turn. I cannot do a 180, okay? So with that being in mind, I'm going to go straight because there's nothing in my path. All right, I'm going to go 2. Now I get to place one of my carpets as long as one of the squares has to be, touching this guy.
Or under him. You can actually play it under him.
Yeah, you can do it under him. And so I'm going to do that. And then Randy's going to take his turn.
So now I again can choose to turn him. I cannot go back, but I can turn him a different direction. So I will turn him this way. And I'm moving 2 as well. And I go here. And I can put my carpet down, and I'll put mine right there.
And I'm going to keep going straight.
Okay. So you got 3. Now she's hit the edge of the board, so there's little loop-de-loops on the edges of the board that take you, they're mosaics, but they follow a path, so you just keep going down that path.
Mm-hmm. And you don't count the loop-de-loops as a space.
Oh, you're going to turn towards us. That's dangerous.
I know. I'm trying to prove a point that what happens when you do. Oh, so I am going to hit someone else's carpet.
So you would start the game with 30 coins, so you have to pay a coin for each space that's touching on that space. That's not diagonals, but anything horizontally touching of that color.
So, but then I also get to place a rug. And so my rug cannot cover someone else's rug fully, but it can go halvesies. So I'm going to cover half of the red and half of the blue and connect my purple, which is really kind of nice.
She's now got 4. If anybody lands in that zone, it's going to have to pay 4 coin to her out of their 30 they start with or whatever they've accumulated.
Correct.
So when you are just going to keep doing this until everybody's played all of their rugs.
Correct.
So,
and then at the very end of the game, you'll count how many of your carpet tiles are facing up, and you get those amount of coins. And that's the end of the game. The person with the most coins wins.
Yep.
So overall, I think it was a lot of fun. It was very light. It's great for, any of the, age groups. It says 8. I'd probably even allow 6 or 7 to play something like this if they have an adult helping them. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was cute. I'm giving it a 7.
Yeah, I'm probably right there with you at a 7. I think it's it's a very basic game, so it's good in the sense that it's easy to learn, easy to teach, but I think it's a little too basic for me, for my personal taste. But it's something that I think, we could play with Sarah from that perspective. I think it's good. I think your mom might enjoy something like this, although I think she'd get very frustrated if you covered her spaces on the board.
It's the game.
Yeah, it's part of the game, but yeah, it is a little bit cutthroat in that sense. But, as long as you can make up the money.
It's about cutting rugs.
Yeah. Cutting rugs would be dancing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think 7's a good score for it.
I think it's a good interest rate, 7.875.
Wow.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We had an absolute blast. Hopefully you'll come hang out with us again. We'll catch you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.